Hello and welcome to Old Nintendo Gamer and Son. We're back with part 2 of What Remains of Edith Finch. Intrigued by the first part and concerned of Molly's whereabouts, even though it was in 1947. Now I'm also interested in how this save has happened, because you can manually save. There was that game saving. Oh, it's taking me straight back to where I was. Okay, so it just continues the game as it was. Good. Let's crack on.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
Oh, what's happened?
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
I won't call it a curse, I call that misfortune.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Made a life.
Odin Finch is the first to be
thing.
buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Mysteries of death and thereafter. Oh. I feel short all of a sudden. Sven and Edie. No books I can look at. Nothing. There's a cutlass there though. It'll be worth a few quid. He was on a breathing machine, medication. Why can't I turn to the right? I just come through there, there's nothing there. Doors, TV, there's something there. Mole man.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
You gonna watch a videotape?
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
A little forest fire.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Built 1937 with Sven. Sven York Eriksson.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Disparaging of your mother. Mother issues. Oh, that's an old style bathroom. It's a nightmare for an old person to jump over. At least there's a chair there to have a shower with. Glasses are still here, Christ. A blank mirror.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Here we are. There's a secret in this bathroom. This key's amazing. It opens all the locks.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Hmm.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Calvin Flinch. 11 years old. Born 1950, died 1961. Well, I don't want to go down there yet. I can't turn around now.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Good. I feel like a bit of dedication for the soul. That was weird. Is that a Hot Wheels track? Oh, that's a rope. Nice. Nice boy's bedroom. Fort Sam. Cool. Jump! I can't.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Died in 1961. That's when the height stopped.
And that he never talked about him.
Why should he?
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Astronaut Helmet with a note inside. Let's have a read.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh no, I'm Sam. With a broken leg by the looks of it. Playing on a swing.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Let's see if I can get any higher on this thing. I'm back. Ah, I can use both legs. Ah, that's better. I was wondering why only my broken
At
leg was
Barbara's
going.
funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Am I going to fly
I
off
think
like that
Calvin
girl?
always wanted to fly.
Who doesn't?
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
No, it's not. I've seen it done.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind
Come and get
hadn't
me.
picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Am I getting higher now? Looks like I'm stuck in one place. Oh, there we go.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
But Calvin did it. Died a hero.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit.
Yeah, house for midgets.
They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Left or right? Let's go here. This looks intriguing. Another person's bedroom.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Okay, let's get back out. Right. I don't want to go back in there yet. I'm going to get back out. Let's see Barbara's story then. Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here. Oh, I was going to read.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Yes,
Now
that's
that
perfect.
was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding
All right.
until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara
Dead as a
went to look for
dodo,
him,
Rick.
right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, I can do it. Which way? That way. No, this way.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
So Rick didn't go in yet. Otherwise the key wouldn't still be there. Ah, now I can move around. Ooh, the music from Halloween.
She
Nice.
found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Rick just wants her to scream.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
I'm gonna get this killer.
Oh, Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Yeah, that's right, Rick.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Where's the staircase? Up there. Really? Can I go up here? No, of course not. This isn't locked anymore.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Now it's just whapping one. Well, there is another way out of here, isn't there? Here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Right, so maybe this isn't the way to go.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Where's that? Ah, stairs here. He's not going to be there when I come down. So, it's time to fight. Yep, he's gone.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Is it in her head? Trick or treat!
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
You killed someone.
Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Right, that's Barbara then.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
And it's saving after that, so I'm going to leave you once again. That's another 22-minute video, so before I jump into here, it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching part 2 of Edith Finch. What remains of Edith Finch, that is, and we'll catch up on part 3. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, and the Any Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links below.